Social Security and the major problem with a big raise to monthly benefits. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. Alright, so as of recently, we've been hearing a lot of information about a big raise coming in for millions of Social Security beneficiaries, which I think also a lot of us are getting pretty excited about, right? Because a big raise at this point could be very hopeful for a lot of people, especially as money is very tight and prices continue to rise on literally everything. However, is a big raise actually a good thing, or are there possibly some underlying issues with a big raise? Well, that's exactly what I want to talk about right here in the video, so let's get right into it. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video. It's totally free to do so, and so I can keep you updated each and every day, as I am your one and only daily advocate. I'm doing all the research, breaking it all down into these short videos, which I deliver a few times throughout the day, so you can stay posted with what is actually going on, as things are changing very rapidly, as we're continuously getting all these new bills, piece of legislation, reform, as well as announcements out of the president, announcements out of Congress, as well as anything else pertaining to money, benefits, programs, checks, stimulus, raises to benefits, and anything else going on right now. It's a very busy time, as you can probably tell. So again, please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. I'll continue to be here for you each and every day to help you out in any way that I can, to keep you informed and bring you the latest updates as they are hitting the wire. Alright, thanks again. Make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and let's get into it and discuss, is a big raise actually a good thing for millions of beneficiaries, or is it maybe not the best thing in the world? Well, I think a lot of us could look at it and think, how could it possibly be a bad thing? Raising my benefits would actually be very exciting. It'd be nice because then I could go out and buy the things that I need. I wouldn't be as tight on money every single month. It sounds like a really good thing. Yes, I totally agree. A nice big raise to benefits would actually be a really good thing for a lot of people. However, we also need to take into consideration a couple other things that are lurking out there in the weeds that we need to watch out for, because if some beneficiaries get a raise big enough, you gotta watch out for a few different things. All right, so there's actually two things that I want to point out here, that if you get a big raise to your benefits, which we already know a big raise to benefits is coming. We know that for a fact. We know that for a fact a big raise is coming. How much of that? How much is that big raise going to be? Well, that's a really good question. We don't know exactly how much it's going to be, but we do know it's probably going to be the third largest raise in the history of the program that'll probably be distributed as a result of all this inflation and, of course, the annual cost of living adjustment. However, now let me break it down and tell you a few things that we need to be aware of in the event we get this massive raise and what to watch out for. All right, so number one, I'm going to start out with the obvious one that many of you already know, but again, I want to point it out because some of us don't know about this, and I want to make sure that we're aware of this, and then I'm going to point something else out that you probably haven't thought about yet, but it is out there that some people will be impacted by. All right, so number one is SNAP benefits, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, otherwise known as food stamps. So here's the deal with this. As beneficiaries continue to get a raise to their monthly benefits, the SNAP program looks at your situation and says, look at you. You're looking pretty rich these days. You're flush with cash. You got a nice big to your benefit, a big raise to your benefit. And now look, you're so rich, we don't even need to give you benefits anymore, right? That is so far from the truth, right? That is not the fact of the matter at all. But rather, that's how they look at the situation, because SNAP benefits are based on income, right? Well, as a result of that, if income is increased because of a big cost of living adjustment, that just means SNAP, or Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, which sends out these food stamps, as many people call them, would actually be reduced because all of a sudden now your income has increased, therefore making you eligible for less SNAP benefits. Not cool, right? Not cool at all. I think all of us are very aware of this. This happens every single year. I see it down in the comments section. Once we get the official announcement out of Social Security on the cost of living adjustment, and I always make that video about it, as I have been for a few years now, I always see the comments down below, inevitably every single time. It's frustrating. I totally get it. The raise will be, say, whatever it happens to be, say $20. Again, just using some examples from previous years. Let's just say that your benefits increase by $20 or $40 or whatever it happens to be. And then all of a sudden we look at it and think, great, Now my income has gone up. Now my SNAP benefits are going to be reduced by $30 a month or, something like that. So I think a lot of us here in the community know how this works, right? Between SNAP benefits being reduced and between Medicare Part B premiums being increased, all of this combined typically wipes out the entire cost of living adjustment. I get it. It's frustrating. However, now let me point out something else out there you might not have thought about that I want to bring to your attention, because this is another big one out there that a lot of people don't think about, but it is a real thing. All right, so if you are right on the cusp of somebody who typically does not file a tax return, and all of a sudden, with this next cost of living adjustment, let's just say that you get an extra $100 a month or an extra $120 a month or whatever it happens to be, more or possibly less. Well, guess what? Now you may be bumped into the category where all of a sudden your income is enough now where they're going to start taxing you on it. Yeah, this is a real thing, okay? Something we got to pay attention to, because all of a sudden here we are sailing right along feeling like, this is great. I'm not paying taxes on my income because I don't need to, because, my benefits are low enough. Therefore, you fall within the category or the threshold of you don't need to pay taxes, right? Well, guess what? Now, all of a sudden, if you're right on that threshold and all of a sudden this big raise to your benefits comes in and pushes you over the threshold, guess what? Now you might be paying taxes on some of your benefit. Uncle Sam might be out there holding the handout asking for a little bit of piece of your benefit. That'd be the worst thing in the world, because here's the thing. Fixed income beneficiaries are living such a tight lifestyle right now, just trying to get by on a monthly basis. And then all of a sudden the end of the year comes and you go to look at your situation and think, oh, wait, now I owe the IRS $500. Now I owe the IRS $300. Or now I owe the IRS $1,000. Wait, what? What $1,000? I don't know where this is going to come from, right? So you can see here, this is a major, major issue. This is also something that the Senior Citizens League also pointed out with the latest projections on what the annual cost of living adjustment could be. This is getting to be kind of a little bit scary. And this was also something that was brought up last year when we were just about to hear the announcement for the 5.9% cost of living adjustment for this year. Well, guess what? Some people got pushed into that category. But now this year, the annual cost of living adjustment is probably going to be significantly higher than the 5.9% we received this year. We could be looking at 8%, 9%, possibly even 10% going into the cost of living adjustment this year, or for 2023, I should say. So this is going to be a big one, right? So when you come down to it and you look at your SNAP benefits, yes, it's going to be discouraging to see that. But another thing that I want to make sure everybody's aware of is watch out for Uncle Sam too, because here's the thing. Your benefits might be increased and you might be brought up to that threshold where all of a sudden your benefits might fall into the category where now you got to start paying some taxes on it. That's going to be a rough one, right? And the thing is, this is the fact of the matter. There's nothing that we can do to get out of it. You got to do it, right? So, wow. Anyway, I wanted to point that out for you. Sorry, I don't want to be the guy that comes in and, breaks all the bad news to everybody. But seriously, this is the fact of the matter. This is a thing that's going on right now. And like I said, the Senior Citizens League also brought this up. And it's something that they're also very concerned about is, here we are, we've got a bunch of seniors, we've got a bunch of people with disabilities, we have a bunch of fixed income beneficiaries who are barely holding on by a thread right now because prices are so incredibly high on everything, scraping by with pennies every single month, and all of a sudden we might be getting taxed on this as well? Really? Like where? With what money? You know what I mean? So, something we need to take into consideration as well. So, who knows? Maybe Congress will come in and do some kind of legislation to change all this. Highly doubt it. Highly doubt it, just being real with you. I don't think Congress is going to do anything. I don't think Congress is going to come in on a white horse and help us, get out of the situation. I don't think that's going to be the case. It's just something that's going to happen. And hopefully there'll be something that comes in to maybe help us alleviate some of this at some point, right? Which again is why I've pointed out before, a stimulus check is actually the best of all the worlds because it's not taxable, it's not counted as resources, and it does not impact other benefits like SNAP, Social Security, income from SSI, things like this. It does not impact any of that. A stimulus check is the best of all the worlds, which is why I've talked about that before in previous videos, saying if they were to send out another stimulus check, this would alleviate a lot of pressures for a lot of people. But again, we'll have to watch that and see if they actually do it. Anyway, I hope this points it out for you. But again, this is just another thing that's lurking out there we got to pay attention to. And again, please don't be upset with me. I'm simply breaking it down for you. I'm here for you to help you out in any way that I can and point out some of the hazards that are out there lurking around in the weeds that we got to watch out for, right? So, Anyway, thanks again for watching this. I really do appreciate it. Please remember, I am here for you in any way that I possibly can be. It's my dedication, it's my commitment to you and this community. So please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out some of the other thousands of videos right here on the channel. Until next time, have a good one. Thanks so much for joining me as always. Go back and check out those other videos and make sure to leave comments on the right ones, as I'm still doing the Amazon project where we're sending out tons of boxes every single day. Leave your comments as I'm choosing names literally every single day, sending stuff out. All right, thanks again. Enjoy your day. I'll catch you again later in the next one. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't done so, and I'll catch you again later in the